The cryptobotanist's folly. The last time I saw my family, they stood in the living room, their laughter a cruel symphony drowning out my desperate pleas. "You've lost your mind, Clara!" my brother screamed, the words echoing like gunshots in a vacant room. "You're chasing shadows, and for what? A bunch of rotten plants?" I remember them clearly, their faces twisted by disbelief, their eyes glinting with mockery. I left that day, the weight of their scorn driving me into the arms of the forgotten, of the dead. Years passed, but their laughter still followed me, a dark echo in my solitude. I became a cryptobotanist, studying parasitic plants that thrived in abandoned graveyards. The world regarded me as a crank, but I trekked deeper into the shadows of botany, documenting what lay beneath the soil. Plants that fed not just on decay, but on whispers of the damned. They were a curse, a web of roots intertwining with the very essence of life and death. My findings, once dismissed, became the foundation for a chilling recognition I never sought, but could not escape. Now, I was returning home, not as the disgraced daughter they had ridiculed, but as a warning, a harbinger of darkness they would soon understand. I had survived the horrors that lurked in the graveyards, while they busied themselves in their pristine lives, oblivious to the creeping doom. As I approached my childhood home, a sense of dread pooled in my stomach. The front porch, weathered but familiar, looked as if it had been waiting for my return. I knocked, each rap on the door a heartbeat echoing in my ears. When my mother opened the door, her eyes widened, not with joy, but with terror. "Clara?" she whispered, as if my name was a curse. "Mom," I said, forcing a smile, but it felt foreign on my lips. "I'm home." I stepped inside, the scent of old memories mixing with the familiar aroma of her cooking. My father and brother emerged from the back, their faces shifting from surprise to something darker, a recognition of the unknown stepping over their threshold. "Look who's back," my father muttered, his tone a mix of disbelief and anger. "You shouldn't have come here." "I need to show you something," I insisted, the urgency rising in my voice. "It's important." They exchanged glances, the skepticism palpable in the air. Yet they followed me into the living room, where I had laid out photographs, samples, and notes, evidence of the horrors I had unearthed. I spread my findings across the coffee table, each item a piece of dark knowledge I had fought to acquire. "Look at this!" I exclaimed, shoving a brittle photograph of an eerie, twisted plant towards them. "This is the Thanatophyte, a parasite that can only thrive in the presence of death. It feeds on the memories of the deceased, drawing them into its roots. It's real. I've seen it." They scoffed, but I pressed on. "You thought I was insane, didn't you? You laughed at me when I tried to tell you the truth." But now I could feel the weight of my words pressing against me. "Now the truth has come for you." The laughter fell away like autumn leaves, replaced by an uneasy silence. It was then that I revealed the final piece of my demonstration, a small, dormant root I had extracted from a graveyard known for its restless spirits. It pulsed with a faint, eerie glow, as if it carried the memories of the forgotten. "What is that?" my brother asked, his bravado faltering. "This," I whispered, "is a part of the curse. It's not just a plant. It's a harbinger of despair, and it's spreading." Their faces paled as I recounted how I had traced the root systems, how they had infiltrated the living. I told them about the whispers I heard in the dark, the way dreams twisted into nightmares. "It's a contagion of the mind," I said, my voice trembling. "And it thrives on disbelief." At that moment, the air in the room thickened, a chill seeping through the walls. I felt a presence, an energy that was not mine. The photographs flickered as shadows danced across the surface, and I could almost hear the whispers of the deceased, calling from the depths of the earth. Panic flooded my family's faces as the lights flickered violently, plunging us into darkness. My mother clutched my father's arm, her breath quickening. "What's happening?" she cried. "Mom, it's the roots," I shouted. "The roots I had tried to warn them about. They've come for you." The room shifted, the edges blurred, and I felt the pull of the unseen world. I had always known there was a cost to my knowledge, but I had never imagined it would extend to those I loved. Suddenly, the roots sprang to life, twisting and writhing like a serpent. It reached out, tendrils snaking toward my family, and I screamed, "It's feeding on your fear." Their faces twisted in terror as the shadows closed in, the reality of my warnings crashing upon them like a tidal wave. They had mocked me, and now they had become the very essence of my research, the living proof of the curse I had sought to expose. In that terrifying moment, as their screams pierced the darkness, I felt a weight lift from my chest. I was no longer the hunted. I was the witness, the survivor, and now the bearer of truth. The shadows receded, leaving my family huddled in fear, their laughter replaced with horror. I stood above them, my heart pounding, the roots whispering secrets only I could understand. "You thought I was insane," I said, my voice steady. "But now you know the truth. The curse is real, and it's everywhere." I turned away from